Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Wasted Lunch, a perfect place to waste your lunch. I'm Paul McVeigh, and yeah, my camera's a little wiggly. Time is 12:11 Oven Standard. Today is Tuesday, and it is a frosty, nippy day outside here in Northeast Ohio. How are we doing? Ricky Devlin's joining us. What up, Rick? How are things going? Saw a post of yours the other day, something about your pup got discriminated against. That was you, right? You got your dog discriminated against, pit bull. Let's see, Rick's wanting to hop on. Let's talk to Rick. All right, I'm at. Let's see, just selected add. So. We'll see how this goes, dude. Says it's adding you. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was you put up a post about went to the pet store and they wouldn't let you in, wouldn't let your doggy in because you had a pit bull. It says you declined. What the hell is that all about? But you're requesting to be on. All right, I'm going to throw that back at you again. What's up, Teresa? What's going on? How you doing? All right, I push approve, I push add, and trying to get you on here. Let's see, Ricky says, yep, damn PetSmart. So they said you couldn't come in, couldn't bring your puppy in or your dog in because it's a pit bull, huh? Wow. Yeah. I've never brought my dog in there. My dog is, we bought our dog. Funny story is we bought our dog. What's up, Heidi? How are we doing? I hope great. We bought our dog my wife got this dog from a lady who met her at a gas station. Okay, the lady comes out of a van full of kids in her bare feet, and a van full of kids, and sells my wife the and tells my wife that the dog's mom was an American bulldog, and she says that the father of the dog we were buying was what did she say? Yellow lab, 100% yellow, purebred Labrador mix. How is a dog a purebred Labrador mix? I don't know. But we get the dog. It's a cute little dog, but as it develops, it becomes more apparent that the dog is, let's see, Heidi says hi. Hello. And Teresa said not much. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. It becomes more apparent that the dog is an American Pit Bull Terrier, or at least part, right? At least part. I mean, our dog looks like, we look through pictures of dogs, and I'm not a dog specialist, but the closest thing we could find that our dog looks like is an American Pit Bull Terrier. Okay, her face isn't super smushy like a lot of the pit bulls, but she's got more of a snout, but she looks like, if I put in Google right now, American Pit Bull Terrier, that's what our dog looks like. And our dog is very gentle. She's a watchdog, mind you. She will bark her butt off at strangers, but she doesn't go running around eating people. She's a very sweet dog. Is she protective of us? Yes, but she's never bit anybody or anything like that. She's a very sweet dog. Once somebody gets to know the dog, she loves them up, Let's see. Sorry, I might have missed somebody. Rick says, damn phone ain't letting me. Oh, well, poop happens. Rick says, that lady was batshit crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. Teresa says, or Rick says, Teresa Randolph is batshit crazy too, LOL, but I got much love for her. Teresa says, yes, I am, LOL, much love, Ricky. And Rick says, Teresa Randolph loves me a lot, LOL, wink, wink. All right, so you guys know each other. That's cool. Yeah, Heidi, I don't know if you've ever been on here, but welcome to Wasted Lunch if you haven't been. You know, Teresa says, keep dreaming, boy. But yeah, pit bulls are discriminated against. They are. You know, any dog with a decent-sized set of choppers can be a dangerous dog if they're raised wrong, is my opinion. And, you know, any dog with a decent-sized set of choppers, that becomes a popular breed of dog. You'll find that the numbers go up with the people getting bit by them because more people own them, right? And more people means more idiots, too, because not just smart, you know, not just caring people who are raising dogs, but people who teach their dogs to be mean, you know, also. But yeah, our dog appears to be an American Pit Bull Terrier, and she's a sweetheart. So, poop on PetSmart. Like I said, I've never been in there with our dog. But, I mean, our dog is just, I mean, she's very lovable. You know, never had problems with her trying to bite me or my kids or anything like that, so. Let's see. Oh, gosh. Rick throws up a paragraph. Let's see what this says. Rick says, Teresa Randolph, you couldn't handle this fat guy. Okay. I work hard and play lots of video games, which reminds me, Paul, I'm going to have to go on a game buying spree again soon. Ha-ha. Lots of good RPGs coming out this year. Sounds good. Teresa says, Heidi says, I see you regularly, just haven't had the opportunity. Oh, well, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Talk about everything here, right? The thing is, though, we go from the mundane to weird just like that. Just like that. Got the Wasted Lunch group page out there, too. So if you're not wasting your lunch enough watching the show, you can always waste your lunch looking at the Facebook group page. If you haven't joined, join it because there's regularly all kinds of weird stuff being posted on there. Most of it weird but true stuff. So if that grabs you, tickles your fancy bone, or I don't know what I'm saying. If that is of interest to you, then by all means join the Wasted Lunch Facebook page because there's all kinds of funky, weird stuff. Davita, how are you doing? I hope you're doing great. Teresa says, not being mean, you're a kid to me, Rick, LOL. Rick is throwing the flirt on here. Let's see, Teresa says, because we are weird, Paul. Ha ha ha. Yeah, we are. Well, life's a little bit weird, so. But yeah, all kinds of cool stuff gets posted. You know, I'm not the only one contributing to some of the cool posts. And of course, if you join, then, you know, if you see something really cool and crazy out there on the internet, you can post and share too. Rick says, Paul's batshit crazy and a huge ass redneck, and they haven't grown the potatoes yet for his Happy Meal on the fries. He is short. I don't know, but that seemed like kind of a crazy remark. Oh my gosh. I know I get enough potatoes in my diet. Unfortunately, my waist is proof of that. But let's see, yeah, there's some cool ass posts on the Facebook page. It's really cool, so strongly suggested. So it's Tuesday. Wow, I woke up late as hell. Let's see, Davina says, LOL, what is this? Roast poll day? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I get on a few minutes late and things are going wacky here. Let's see, Rick says in there he is drinking coffee, so you know he's older than dirt. Ha ha. I've been drinking coffee since I've been about 13. Rick says, yep, roast poll day. That's all right. Nothing new to me. Nothing new to me. You know, my grandpa used to say, it's all right if people make fun of me. He said, if they're making fun of me, it means they're not laughing at somebody else. It means somebody else is getting spared. So I guess that was my Grandpa McVeigh's philosophy on that. Which, never got to meet him. He sounded like he was a really cool guy. But he was gone before I was even born, but he sounded like a very interesting man. But yeah, I've been drinking coffee since I've been about 13. Hanging out in coffee shops with my dad, my uncle, and grown-ups into the wee hours of the morning regularly. That was a way to hang out with my dad. My dad was pretty cool. He didn't worry about getting me to sleep at a certain time for school in the morning. So, Therese says, it is quiet there. Must mean all kids are at school and feeling better. That's great. Yes, they are. They're all at school. Amazingly, they're all at school. We already got the letter from the school for our youngest. We're going to have a sit down with the school because she's missed so much school. Nothing new. This happened last year. You guys are bad. Your kids miss too much school, and why? You know, we got that crap going on again. So, Rick says, so Paul, you need to show off some of your pipes you make, or is it too cold for you to be out there woodworking? I haven't been making pipes lately. I've got a couple pieces of briar wood. Okay. Here's what I'm planning on doing this spring. I am planning on buying a huge amount of cutoffs from an Amish farm that also has a sawmill. Now, they won't have briar wood for me to work on to make pipes. It'll be wood like beech, oak, maple, and other hardwoods. But what I'm planning on doing is practicing making pipes out of that wood. Okay, because I haven't made pipes for so long that I'm going to practice making pipes out of different hardwoods that are basically scraps, so that I'm not wasting or losing lots of money by practicing again on briar wood and then it not turning out right. Because everything has to be perfect with the pipe. The drilling has to be symmetrical. Everything has to line up. You're boring a hole for a chamber this way and then a draft hole this way. They've got to meet perfectly. You're drilling other holes so that the pipe stem can go into the shank. It's got to be perfect. The math has to be dead on. So if you screw up on a piece of briar wood, you've thrown away a lot of money. What's up, Jimmy? Talking about making pipes, briar pipes, not for actually smoking tobacco, not the other stuff. But it's a lot of work. It's painstaking, and if you screw up, like I said, briar wood is so expensive. So I'm planning on getting me a whole big pallet of hardwood and just practicing on that, practicing my shaping, my drilling, and getting good at that before I even take the plunge with the briar again. Yes, I have made I've made about 6 pipes, I'm wanting to say, out of briar. Okay. And, but it's been a long time. So yeah, if I mess up on a piece of maple or something and I've got 10 more blocks of it, right? It's not a big loss. I mean, because they're selling this wood as firewood anyways. It's cutoffs from a sawmill that cuts them down to make pallets. So, It's like $40 for a big, huge pallet of wood. So that's what I'm going to go with. Then once I feel comfortable, then I'll start using the briar. I actually have a pipe that is a huge, colossal monster that needs bored out. And what's different about that pipe is that I've actually shaped the pipe first, and I haven't bored the holes through. I'm making it what they would call freehand style. And so you shape it, and then you actually bore the holes out afterwards, which I haven't bored the holes in it. I'm actually scared to do it. You know, it's weird. Rick says Paul likes hardwood. Ha ha. Well, yeah, I guess that's true. When you're talking about actual wood, anyways. Jimmy says, good day, sir. I've got a couple of very nice Czech briar pipes I picked up in Akron. Meerschaum makes some amazing pipes. Yes, it does. I used to have a really cool Meerschaum pipe that actually was stolen from me. This was years ago. Heidi says, gotta run. All right, well, thanks for being on here. You take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you again. I hope you have a great day. Oh, stretch. Gonna do my chair aerobics here. Gotta stretch. Yeah, I had a nice Meerschaum pipe that, along with a nice Peterson pipe, the only Peterson pipe I've ever had, those of course are made in the Republic of Ireland, was stolen by a crappy babysitter that we hired one time. We figured that her boyfriend stole it, and yeah, anyway, so I lost this Meerschaum pipe. It's really cool. It was shaped like a Spanish conquistador, right? It had a nice matching case and everything. My sister got it for me for one of my birthdays. It was awesome, but it got ripped off me, so yeah. I should have threatened that babysitter, threatened to beat the hell out of her boyfriend and got it back. Whoops, did I say that? But I didn't do that. I didn't do that, guys. See, Rick says, shit, I gotta run as well. Got a meeting I must deal with. My work never ends. All right, Rick, take it easy. Good luck on fighting the good fight for you and your Poochie pit bull. Jimmy says, so how the hell does Peterson's get the spit reservoir in the stem? I don't know. They've got that weird, I work for a guy who has a construction outfit in Canton, and he's actually big part of the reason he has something to do with me. When I started smoking pipes, he was smoked, and he always said Peterson's. He said, I tried one. I got one of those, and he said, but I never could get used to it. He said it felt like I had a little penis in my mouth. He said I've never had a penis in my mouth, but he said I imagine it's a lot like one of those Petersons feels like, a little penis in his mouth. Which I always thought that was funny. I can't erase that from my mind. But yeah, they've got that tip where there's a hole going through it here. Now me even talking about the Peterson pipes feels filthy, dirty. I feel like a cheap girl. But anyways, yeah, they got that weird hole through them. I've got a pipe that has a twin bore to an extent. I'll show you guys. Let's see. Jimmy says, I use my 10 min pipe for the full size. 10 min. Be right back. Okay. Of this pipe. It's probably one of the later pipes I've gotten. I haven't bought a pipe for a couple years now. But got this. I guess you'd call it a tomato. Sort of a tomato shape, right? It's an Auto Villani. But what's interesting is, right there, I don't know if you guys can see it, there are actually 1, 2, 3 holes right there. There are 3 different holes bored in there. Okay, but then it all goes into just one draft hole here. But then it comes up to here, and then it ends up being split into 3 different draft holes. That's something strange I don't have on any of my other pipes. Do not have that. Like I said, this is an out of Alani. There's some Ambassador, Italy, of course. But yeah, that's something interesting about this one. I don't have any pipes that are like that besides this. This pipe is I'm still breaking this pipe in. It's been a little bit tough to break this pipe in. It's breaking in a pipe can be an uncomfortable journey. Let me put that back. See, Jimmy says, small short pipe is a 10-minute. I thought that style was an apple or a bulldog. The one I just had, it's the one I have is, you know, I don't know. If you're talking about the one I had, it's funky. It's almost a tomato, but it's in a way, it's kind of apple-y too. It's weird because unless it's like the traditional, that's the shape, you know, the shapes can be kind of mixed in one way. There are many gray areas, you know, with the pipes. You know, here's my thing. Jimmy says, I used a lot of black Cavendish and Burley blend to season my pipe. Okay. Burley, good old let's see. Jimmy says, I, not R. Okay. I used a lot of black Cavendish and Burley blend to season my pipe. Okay. Yeah, Burley, good old super American. You know, when you smoke straight Burley, that's like working class American, the backbone of American working class blends. You know, that's a heavy tobacco, or heavily used tobacco. You know, but yeah, I've smoked my share of Cavendish, and I guess one of the things about seasoning the pipe is, you know, when it comes to that Cavendish is kind of sticky or whatever, and I don't know, maybe burns a little hotter than straight Burley. But then again, that all depends on your moisture content too, right? What's up, Sean? How we doing? We ended up talking about pipes. I'll show you guys one of my favorite pipes. One of my favorite ones. It's the Caminetto. And I'll leave it to you to figure out what kind of shape you feel this pipe is. But this Caminetto, one of my, you know, let's see, Jimmy says, be right back. Okay, cool. The shank is a little bit different shaped on this. Let's see, David says, afternoon, Paul McVeigh. Good afternoon to you too, David. Sean says, hello, Paul and Jimmy. What up? We also got, we now have David Witt and Teresa on here. She's actually been on here. But not only does this pipe get me all excited because it is a Caminetto, and I can't afford stuff like Caminettos. Okay, Caminettos are like, to me, big money, right? You know, to me, they're like big money. I can't afford them. So I got a Caminetto at a good price. And it smells good even when there's nothing in it. It smokes really good. So I like that pipe. It's one of my favorites. Let's see. Sean says, how's the workshop looking? Don't even ask. It looks terrible. It does. Sean says, hi, David. That's workshop, schmirk shop is bad. I'm gonna put my pipe up real quick, guys. But, yeah, so there you have it. Yeah, I love that Caminetto. I don't know. I was so thrilled when I got it because it was like, I got it for a good price. And, you know, Caminettos are more expensive and it smokes great. It was already broken in when I got it, which, you know, if a pipe's been properly broken and I get it used, I'm happy about that. I usually will not scrape them down to the bare wood. If somebody else broke them in and they've been broken right, you know, the cake is even on them, you know, I'll clean the stem and all that, you know, and make sure that that's clean so I don't have somebody else's yuck in my mouth, you know. But I'll leave that breaking in stuff, that cake and everything else, you know. I mean, somebody else already did the work for me. That's awesome, you know, because it takes so long to build up a cake on a pipe. It takes so long. If you never smoked a pipe, just letting you know that it takes a long time to build up that cake. And that cake, you know, kind of insulates a pipe, kind of protects a pipe. It enhances the flavor, in my opinion. It's just a good thing. It makes you feel good. When you've got a little bit of cake build up and your pipe gives you this good accomplished feeling, so that's pretty cool. Let's see, Dave says, hi, Sean. But, you know, I don't know, not too many people smoke a pipe anymore. Well, it's funny, I mean, there are people being introduced to it, you know, via internet. There's a community kind of growing out there. But it is not like it used to be. You know, it used to be every drugstore you went into, you could at least buy cheapo pipes. There are Dr. Grabo's. Discount Drug Mart used to carry K. Woody pipes, which were pretty good, affordable pipes. The K. Woodies. They carry those in Yellow Bowl. But Sean says, how's your family doing? Well, none of the kids are home today. So, you know, which Teresa figured that one out. She's like, she was talking earlier. She said, it's very quiet. The kids must all be at school. And I'm like, yes, they are. They're all at school. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, today I woke up really late. I slept in, guys. My mask, you know, that I use for my sleep apnea, I've been duct taping it together. Yes, very hillbilly style. I've been having to duct tape part of it together because I've been irresponsible and not going to the doctor. Well, yesterday, the upholster finally went to the doctor. I made myself go to the doctor for the first time in years yesterday. Yes. And I've gotten, how do they call it? Let me see this, guys. I've been referred to a specialist for a sleep study or whatever I need to get back on my, sleep apnea horse or whatever. I'm probably going to need a new machine, new mask, and all that stuff, right? It's been like 10 years. So that's something I did positive, guys. I know, that sounds like such a little thing, but to me, that's a big deal, because I let my wife handle so much stuff. Okay, my wife is a trooper. You're never going to hear me saying bad stuff about her. Mainly because if it gets back to her, she'll beat my ass. But she does so much stuff, so much of the background work, so much of the calling people and all that shit that, you know, I actually did this. I actually made sure that I did it, and I did something for myself. Usually I'm doing stuff for other people too, my kids. See, Sean says, Helen is finally feeling better. Yes. Teresa says, good to hear. Well, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, dear. Yeah, it's different because, I've gotten used to, I'll admit it, I've gotten used to, letting my wife have to worry about so much stuff. And I actually did something, and I call people and stuff when it comes to my kids. I'll call the numbers, I'll talk to the people and all that jazz, but I don't take the time out to, and I'll call people for my wife, but I don't take the time out to actually do footwork for myself. So I guess that's. See, Sharon says, how was the doctor's? Let's see. I got some blood drawn out of here. No big deal, And I think they gave me a shot up by Frankenstein's head. They gave me a shot. I got a flu shot. I don't think I've had one of those before. And I said, is this for flu A? And they said, yes. And they got a urine specimen from me. So, Teresa says, welcome. I had to cancel mine. So did you reschedule? Yeah, I was at the doctor's appointment. The doctor, or technically nurse practitioner, was just about to see me, and I go out in the hallway. I was tired of waiting in the room. I had to pee bad. I'm like, look, I gotta pee. Can I use the restroom? And the nurse is like, well, the doctor or whatever is about to see you, and he's like, no, by all means, go ahead. And he's like, we need a sample anyway. So I go in there, and, they're like, okay, clean cups are up here, and then you put them down here after you whiz in them. And so I went ahead, peed in a cup, and put it on the little thing, The one says clean cups, the other one says urine. So make it real easy. So I did that, and Teresa says, yes, okay. So that's good that you rescheduled. It's real easy to just cancel it, not follow up on that shit, which is bad. But I've been guilty of doing that kind of shit. But so I'm getting my blood drawn, and the girl drawing my blood, she says, so did you already give a urine specimen? And I said, yes, I did. And I said, now have you know that after I gave my urine specimen to them, I was pissed. And she thought that was funny. A little punny on my part. But then, as I'm about to leave, it turns out that the guy I saw is not going to be there for another year. The nurse practitioner is not going to be there for a year. It turns out he's a military man and is about to be shipped out. So I'm like, well, what do I do if I need seen? And they're like, oh, well, there's a doctor. They're like a Dr. Hurst that you will see. I said, excuse me? So if I need problems, you want me to come back here and see a Dr. Hurst? I said, that is Hurst, with a T on the end. And they said, yes. I said, well, thank you, because if it was Dr. Hurst, I wouldn't be seeing your asses again. I would not come back to see a doctor named Hurst. I don't want to see a Hurst. That's the whole point of me going to the doctor in the first place. Let's see, Sean says, oh, I thought you were going to say you messed up peeing in a cup. No, my aim was true. My aim was true and straight, and I didn't overfill it. And you make sure you put your names on those things before you pee in them, too. You don't want to miss and then have to scribble your name on a urine-soaked label. So you put your name on that first. My stomach is growling at me. It's protesting. It's not happy with eating a quarter of a Pop-Tart for breakfast, I guess. But no, I peed in a cup. Everything went pretty good. That's a weird thing, isn't it? You spend most of your life, you pee thousands and thousands of times. And the whole point is getting it in the toilet, and that's it. And then you go somewhere and they want you to pee in a container. It's a strange thing. Girls, ladies, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you guys do it, because you don't have something you can just grab onto and aim at stuff when it comes to peeing. What's up, Dwayne? I'm talking about peeing in cups. I'm sure you've done it before. But girls, I don't know how you do it. I really don't know how you whiz in a cup. That seems like it'd be tough. Dwayne says, yo. Yo, man. Because you guys don't have outside plumbing, you know. You guys, I don't know how you do it, so it's good I'm not a girl. I don't know how good I'd be at trying to pee in a cup if I was a girl. I know they have those things that they call hats, because they look kind of like a plastic top hat that you put in the toilet and collects the pee, and that looks easy. But, Dwayne says, yeah, I stayed in the hospital for 3 days, had to pee in a cup. Now, so you had to pee in one, so yeah, you know what it's like. I got my appendix taken out one time, and they did a catheter on me. Yeah. Now, luckily, they started the catheter. I was already unconscious when that happened. But I'll tell you how I found out I had a catheter in me. I woke up the next day from surgery, and there's an elderly lady with her whole arm underneath my blanket, in one hand grasping at my naked nether region. That was weird. An old lady is in there, got a hold of my gearbox, and then yanks a painful straw out of it. That's how I found out I had a catheter. I got to wake up to that. That was one of the more rude awakenings I've had in my life. See, Dwayne says it sucks. But yeah, I didn't get any warning the next day. Hey, you know you got a catheter in. No, I woke up to an elderly lady grasping my sausage and yanking what felt like a painful barbed tube out of it. See, Dwayne says, damn, Paul. Yeah, I did not enjoy that at all. It's not good. And you know what? I've been lucky. You know, I'm not going to complain too much. I've been real lucky. I have lots of friends and family who, by the time they were my age, went through so much worse medical shit than I have. Okay, so I'm not griping about it. I just think that's rather interesting that it's shocking to me that I woke up with an old lady grabbing my genitals. That's weird. It was weird. But let's see. Sean says, hi, Dwayne. Sean, I don't think you said hi to Teresa yet. I'm being the polite police today. I don't think you said hi to Teresa. She needs to feel some love. Let's see. Somebody's throwing a request on here to be on. Let me see who it is. It's Dwayne. All right, Dwayne, I'm going to add you, buddy. It says adding right now. There goes my stomach again.
Pop!
Hey, what's happening? How are you?
Yeah, I just got back from my neurologist.
From a whatagist?
Neurologist.
Oh, okay. I thought you said hydrologist at first. I'm like, what in the hell is a hydrologist?
I don't know. What the fuck is you waking up to a girl yanking on your dick, pulling a catheter out?
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, it was painful, dude. I mean, one, she's grasping at it, and I looked over, and I'm like, couldn't this lady be about 80 years younger? Right?
Right. No, I haven't talked to you in a minute, man. It's like I was in the hospital last week.
Right.
Worst. Mercy Hospital, never again.
Well, see, that's where they asked me if my sleep thing. They said, "Do you want to go to Mercy or Altman?" I said, I 10 years ago I did it through Mercy, and I'm like, let's try it through Altman this time, you know. So that's who I'm going through. So
Yeah, all my stuff's through the shittiest hospital in Canton.
really, well, some people actually prefer Mercy, you know.
Okay, this is how bad I hated Mercy and I hate my doctors.
Okay.
From Monday night, from Monday morning at 3 o'clock, Monday night at 3 o'clock in the morning till Wednesday morning till 6:30 a.m. I was not allowed to eat at
Oh,
all.
wow.
At all. I had to have a nurse help me get up out of bed and go to the bathroom.
Mm.
I had to have a nurse come in every hour to 2 hours to change my IV bag. And I wasn't allowed to stand in the shower by myself.
Wow,
The
shit.
nurse had to stand right outside.
Well, here, hold on. Before you go on any further, though, let's remember, because some people might not know why the heck you were in there. You were having seizures too.
I still am.
Okay, so that probably has a lot to do with you being monitored that closely. How much do you weigh, if you don't mind me asking?
267 as of today.
Okay, so you're a big guy too. So if you fall down and go boom, that's a big boom, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not poking fun. I'm even bigger than you are, dude. So I'm not poking fun at all. I'm just saying it kind of makes sense why they were watching you that close, you know. Let's see, Teresa says, hi, Sean. Hi, Dwayne. Sean says, I used to have seizures. Luckily, I've never had them. They sound scary as hell. They sound terrifying.
So what happens during the middle of my seizures? I go unconscious, and my eyes flip in the back of my head. My jaw comes open, my body tenses up, and I start shaking like a fish.
Wow.
So
Sounds like
during this process, you have 3 minutes to get me out of seizure unless brain damage can occur. I wake up, I looked at a nurse, and I looked at my fiance and said, "Who the fuck are you? And where the fuck am I at?"
wow.
You don't remember shit, you don't know who you are, and you don't even know who the loved ones standing around you are.
Damn.
And then on top of that, I'm being pumped full of Ativan since Monday night.
So they're trying to keep your ass calm while all this is going on. Let's see. Teresa says I have also. Man, you guys have all had seizures. Wow. I knew somebody who had seizures quite often. He wasn't allowed to have a driver's license.
I'm not allowed to drive for 6 months.
Wow. Yeah, he came out to see a buddy of mine and me all the way from Kansas City. He rode a buses.
See, that's what I do. I take public transportations, or I pay my friends gas money to come pick me up.
Yeah. Sean says I had them from 316. Sean's had to deal with a lot of health problems too for being such a young guy. How old are you? Anyways, Dwayne.
I'm about to be 21 in March.
Okay, I forgot. To be honest. I forget all kinds of shit. So
I'm
don't
about to be
take that
21 in
personally.
March. My fiance just turned 19 yesterday. And I'm trying to do the math. My fiance turned 19 yesterday. I turned 21 on the 21st of March, which is a coincidence.
Wow.
And then my mom turns 40 a month after I do, a month after my birthday.
Mm.
I was born a month on the day.
Wow.
I'm 19 years younger than my mom.
Wow. See, Teresa says, I never found out why I had mine. I was in my teens. Gen mal seizures. Do you mean grand mal?
Grandma.
And Sean says, I'll be 20 in March. Sean's had to go through all kinds of weird shit, you know. Josh is
Yeah,
joining us.
Jonah was telling me a lot about Sean.
Yeah, well, them dudes are tight, you know. Those dudes are tight. But sounds like, you know, you went through hell in the hospital, right? And it sounds like you took some good things away from it, though.
Well, I got a neurologist. I have a doctor. I'm on medication for it. Um, Bad news is, because I've never had a seizure in front of my mom or my family or anybody,
Right.
or in front of my in-laws. So Tuesday night around 6:30, around about 6 o'clock, family said power. You know, because now everyone's fucking worried about me. Because I made like 2 different posts on Facebook explaining to people. Because I couldn't put it into one freaking post, so I had to do like 2 separate
The
Facebook posts.
Dwayne Lanham mini-series post here.
Yeah, I had to do like 2 separate posts to get it all together. And like, so I had a seizure in front of my mom, and when I guess they pumped me full of Ativan, and this is what I was told. My mom was wearing a big purple hoodie. I told my mom she looked like Barney the dinosaur.
Yeah.
I called my friend who had bright red hair, a red fire hydrant sitting on my floor. My friend Sharon, I said she's a short midget jalapeno on a stick with a dick standing in front of my bathroom door. And then I called my buddy James, the Wise Irish that was on here the one day with us, Kermit the
Yeah.
Frog.
Oh gosh. So you were wezzing out, dude. Sounds more like you were on morphine. Shit, dude. Chris Swartz joins us. Hey, Chris. Wow.
Ativan.
They must have had you on a lot, dude, because you know it takes a little bit to cool you down, you know, calm you down. You know, that's one of those what they call them a benzo. Um,
Yep.
and you know, I've had them shits before, but never to the level that you were obviously given. So, okay, here's my question about the seizures, Dwayne. Is this the first time in your life you ever had them this
No.
time, or what?
I started having seizures back in March of last year.
Okay, I'm sorry if you already said it and I didn't catch it. Audio
No.
drops every now and then.
Seizures run back in my family, starting with my mom.
Okay.
And then my cousin Jacob got them when he was 16. But his one, he's dead asleep.
Huh.
And then me.
So, you seeing a neurologist? Are you taking a medication for this stuff?
Keppra. It is a non-convulsion medication.
Okay. You know, it's funny because some of the anti-seizure medicine is actually is actually prescribed for different mental health conditions. Did you know that?
Yeah, my mom is on what they call Lamictal, and the Lamictal is
God,
actually used for bipolar disorder.
correct. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how um, these medicines get multi-purpose. You know, develop them
I
for
mean,
one
it's
thing, and they find out, you know, oh, hey, it works with, you know, this or that. Let's see. Sean says, I remember I was in the nurse's office at the middle school and I had 6 seizures in 2 hours, and the nurse didn't even call my mom's cell phone. She just called the home phone, and my mom didn't find out until she got home. Damn. I'll bet your mom was pissed about that.
See, I
Did you
never
have
had
your
to worry
mom's
about
cell
that.
phone on record? I mean, shit. Because I'd be
See,
pissed.
I never had to worry about that as a kid. Like if I got sick or something at school, my teacher had my mom's phone number. The nurse had my mom's cell phone number. My mom and the teacher texted each other.
So there was a rapport between your mom and the school that was pretty strong there.
Yeah, because I was a delinquent. I was a juvenile.
Because you were terrible. You were an asshole.
Still
Is
am.
that it? Sean says, there's my near-death experience. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. I mean, I've never had one. Hopefully, I don't ever have one. I wouldn't wish that for anybody. I watched somebody have a seizure one time, and dude just dropped. He just totally fell down, hit a concrete floor. It was, I was not close enough in proximity to grab him before it happened. And then one time I was at my doctor's office and a young lady had a seizure. And my dad and I held her still. And this was a skinny lady. There was not much to this girl. But I'll tell you what, when she was having a seizure, she felt like she was a 300-pound man
Dude,
fighting.
that honestly happened. Sorry, I'm counting my change. So to see if I have enough to go get a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, I know that. Been there plenty of times, dude.
I'm trying to count out $6 exactly, so don't mind if
The clanky clank. Well, let's see. Sean says, let's just say the nurse did not return the following year. She shouldn't have. If they had your mom's phone number, they should have called it. I mean, that's really important. Teresa says they are not fun. I wouldn't imagine. And that shit is deadly, too. I mean, it isn't just necessarily an unpleasant experience. That shit can kill you, can it? Valerie's joining us. Hi, Valerie. How you doing, dear?
Seizures can kill you, depending on what type you have.
No. Let's see. Sean says it's dang near impossible to know if I'm having one. Teresa says Brandy has had them too. Dang. All I know is this girl that had one at my doctor's office, it was strange because she knew she was going to have one. Because she said, oh no, not here. And she put her purse down on a chair, and then she put herself on the floor. She knew she was going to have one. It's really weird. Teresa says, yes, it can. So it can kill you, which is scary. Yeah, I don't know. What is happening inside somebody's head when they're having a seizure? It's got to be wreaking havoc.
Electrolytes are going off in the brain. You have electrons that go in your head.
Okay.
And they're just
going haywire.
Yeah.
Jimmy says, I'm back. Valerie says, video games give me seizures. I was watching a friend play Guitar Hero and woke up in an ambulance. Wow. That's freak.
That's 4. That's 10,
Let's see, Scott the Norwegian is on here. What's up, Scott? Valerie says, hi, how are you doing, dear? I hope you're doing swell.
60.
There's another effort of mine to bring back the word swell. We're talking about it. Our friend Dwayne here has had seizures, put him in the hospital, freaky stuff. And now that we're talking about it, it sounds like damn near everybody and their grandma has had a seizure. And when I say grandma, I do not mean grandma. A little bit of sick, twisted pun there that I didn't even intend to use. But yeah, the seizure stuff sounds terrifying, man, because if you don't know it's going to happen, your environment can be dangerous to you, whether you're sleeping and your face ends up in the pillow, or you end up bouncing off a brick wall. I mean,
right.
So what's going on with you, Scott and Valerie? What's happening? see. Teresa says, hello, Valerie and Jimmy. Yes, certain patterns or vibrations can set your brain into a seizure. That's terrifying. Dwayne is scrounging up as much change as he can to get that pack of smokes that I found myself scrounging for change to get too, that I'm poor and I just don't have the cabbage to get it cash. Got to have it. Did you get the money? Do you got enough money?
I have $5.
There you go. You can get some cheap El Cheapos.
Yeah, they're called Pall Malls.
Yeah, Pall Malls are good. See, Valerie says, yeah, it was scary. I don't remember it. Wow. Let's see. Oh, and I'm going to throw a plug in there for Scott the Harwegian. Scott's working out at Skinvasion Tattoos and does some beautiful work. And so if you guys want some artwork, you might want to look up Scott Harwig over at Skinvasion. The only skin work I have on myself is all done by Scott Harwig, and it was done years ago, and it's beautiful. And I'm sure Scott only, well, judging from the pictures, Scott has only gotten better since then. So check him out. See, Valerie says I'm doing okay. Well, that's
I'm
good.
right here. I just dropped a lot of change on the floor.
You want to find that shit. Anybody who's a smoker, I'm sure, has been there, looking for that change in the couch, shaking the couch, looking underneath the couch. Teresa says, oh, look at that. Was that a stormtrooper head? Look at that shit. That's cool.
Speaking.
Is that your little bank? Is that Dwayne's little banky poo?
No. It's mine and my girlfriend's little banky. It's mine and my girlfriend's little bank that I steal from.
Oh, okay. It's your girl's banky poo.
Yeah.
Valerie says, I have a lot of change because I haven't had a cigarette in 3 years. Good for you. Do you still crave them? Or are you like totally past it? Like they don't mean shit to you now? Because, you know, I'll tell you what, I was vaping, 100% vaping for a while. And it was weird because I got to the point where smelling an ashtray or cigarettes actually was kind of distasteful for me. I had vaped that much and got that hooked on vaping instead of smoking. I plan on doing that again when me and my wife have some cash. Go out there, buy a bunch of vaping juice so that I'm not getting bored with it. Maybe buy a new mod unit, whatever the hell you want to call it, and just go strictly with the vaping action. You know, how about you, Dwayne? Would you like to make the jump to just vaping? Or do you think that's too much for you? There you go. You got a mod there. Where's the tank on that thing?
I have one of the stick pens for right now. It's a controlled nicotine. It's a controlled nicotine level.
Okay. Well, let's see the vapor from that. That puts out a lot of fog. That's it. Let's watch him hack his lungs out, guys.
It's a 2.5, Nick, which means. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Teresa says vaping is worse than cigs. How do you think so? What makes you think that, Teresa? How can it be worse?
Vaping can cause popcorn lung.
What'd you say, Dwayne?
Vaping can cause popcorn lung.
I don't know what popcorn lungs are, but I like popcorn.
Popcorn lung is where you get an air pocket in your lungs in the shape of a popcorn.
What the? Valerie says I'm over cigarettes. I can't even stand the smell of them. Good for you. Good for you. I don't know how the hell you do it. How long were you a smoker, Valerie?
I want to hear this.
And did you quit just cold turkey? Did something happen that you said, screw this? Did you have a health scare? Did you
Did
do
you
it
use
because of
nicotine
family?
patches?
Oh, Dwayne,
Yes.
uh, Teresa says, yup, there you go. I think she's saying your popcorn lung thing verifies her belief that vaping's worse. I don't know. Popcorn lung, why you guys got to get me scared and shit? I was feeling all good about I'm going to be vaping instead of smoking. Now you're talking about popcorn lungs and milk dud lungs and all this shit.
But here's the thing, Paul. Popcorn lungs are very uncommon.
Okay.
They're seen with more like the Jules and everything like that.
I mean, you know, because if the case is that, man, I'll just stay away from the popcorn flavored vapor juice. Fuck that shit. Let's see. Valerie says, don't have a seizure vaping. Teresa says, I quit smoking cold turkey. It's true.
Ooh.
Well, my problem is, ladies, I smoked the hell out, and I've smoked since I was a little kid. That makes it really tough. You know, I've been smoking more than I haven't been smoking. So it's like that whole hand to mouth ritual is so ingrained in me, you know.
Dude, it's such a fucking pain in the ass to kick. Because
Let's see, Valerie says,
that's like if I'm out of cigarettes
uh-huh.
and I'm with my friend Shannon, she has an actual mod vape. I will get in her center console. I will grab the motherfucker. I will look you see, I'm sorry, I love you, but I'm about to kill you and take her vape.
Oh my gosh. Valerie says, I've been smoking since we used to sneak cigs from Chris' mom. Remember that? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a long time ago.
She was like, you and Valerie go way back.
Yeah. Everybody's got a better memory than me. Sucks, dude. Everybody remembers shit better than I do. Like I had some people saying, you remember when we went on the DC trip in sixth grade and the police pulled you off of climbing up the one of the president's monuments. I guess I climbed up on the statue or something. And they're like, you remember that? You almost got arrested. And I'm like, barely, barely. I was just patriotic. That's all. Let's see. Teresa says, just mind over matter. Your mind is stronger. Well, that's the problem. My mind wants cigarettes. My mind loves smoking. It does. It does. And that's one of the things. How do you quit when so much of you actually like smoking?
Okay, so here's the thing. Even though I'm a hardcore smoker, right?
Okay.
Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday morning, I was given a nicotine patch.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I didn't have a craving all day until I got at the hospital and threw that fucking nicotine patch off and got my pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, it's amazing how powerful those patches are.
Like, I was content. I was peaceful. I was in a good mood. And I haven't had a cigarette in 3 days. As soon as I get out, dude, I fucking should have never yanked it off in the first place because
No.
it
Should have
hurt.
left that shit on.
I should have. I could have. But, well, I didn't.
Yeah. See, Jimmy, you're smoking and vaping off and on. That's a struggle for you too, right, dude? Teresa says I smoked a long ass time too, but I promised my son I would quit the day he came home from Afghanistan, and I did. Wow.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That is awesome.
Yeah, no, that is awesome. That is.
She promised her boy
I
in
mean,
the military by the time he came home, she would quit. I'm trying to get before my son's here, and I got 2 weeks left.
Oh shit. So, as part of quitting, is it going to be a transition to vaping?
Yes, it's gonna
Okay.
be.
So let's see. Is this how you do it in your apartment? You're cool with vaping in there, but you don't smoke in there, right?
I don't smoke. The reason I don't smoke actual cigarettes in my house because the cigarettes has a more harmful chemical than a vape does. Vape is just a water vapor with flavor and nicotine, which will not hurt my son. Cigarettes has balming fluid, balming fluid, rat poisoning, arsenic, and a whole bunch of other shit in it,
Yeah, it provides great flavor.
and a very slowly painful death.
Yeah. Teresa says, haven't touched one since and never will. Well, God bless you. I mean, it's just, and that's, you probably got more hair on your chest than me. Um, but yeah, but I shave mine because I'm a professional swimmer and underwear model. So, but yeah, underwear
Last
model
part.
for plus size men. But
You're an underwear model for plus sized men?
no, but I am full of shit.
Yeah, I can tell.
But you know what? Here's the difference between me and other people, though. I'll admit when I'm full of shit. You know what I mean? And that's how you know. There are people out there that constantly are conning and just what would you call them? Habitual liars. I bullshit people, but I'll let you know when I'm bullshitting.
Right, I've noticed that.
Because unfortunately, with me, truth is usually stranger than fiction. So I got all kinds of true weird shit to uh, share. Teresa says I pluck mine, so she plucks her chest hair. Let's see. Angela Witt Nichols is on here. Says hi, Paul. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you too. I hope you're doing awesome down there in much sunnier Georgia.
Good afternoon, Angela.
I'm sure it's a little bit warmer down there than it is up here.
Man, the fucking South is always warmer.
Yeah. What are you like doing a selfie pic there? It looked like you were like posing or something there, like going for the intense look there. Dwayne's got a nice haircut. Where'd you get your haircut, dude?
Great clips.
Nice. They did a bang up job. They did. Let's see. Angela says it's 40 degrees where she is. Well, that's warmer than here. Jason Holscher joins us. What up, Jason? Hope you're doing good, dude. Haven't talked to you in forever. Not in forever. So, Dwayne, have you ever been in a band? You played the guitar one time on here.
Yes, I was. Wait, can you rephrase it? Can you ask the question one more time?
Have you ever been in a band, a music band?
Yes, actually, when I was in my facility, when I was in Mohican Youth Academy, I was actually in a praise and worship band. Ugh.
So is that something, because you were rocking out, and that's what I was going to bring up. In the future, I really been jazzed and wanting to do a live, like sit down, bunch of people just sitting around bullshitting session, and it'd be cool to have you and your guitar playing. Yeah. Sean says one of my legs is longer than the other. Is that your third leg? Um, Eddie Taylor says, "Hey, bro, how you been?"
Eddie.
What up, Eddie? So, would you is joining a band something though that I mean, you play guitar, you sing and stuff. Have you ever been like, man, I'd like to be in a band?
At one point, I wanted to start my own Christian band, but at one point, I just kind of said, "Yeah, screw it. I'll just keep doing it for fun."
Yeah, I don't know. I've never played one of them there musical instruments. Never.
Is mayonnaise a musical instrument? No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not a musical instrument.
Sean says no, it's from my CP. Okay. Cerebral palsy is why you've got one leg longer than the other. I wasn't poking fun at you when I said your third leg. It's just
We knew what you were talking about, Paul.
yeah. That is how my family deals with things, especially tough things. I've been raised to where you use humor to deal with things that you can't change. You know, that's
Right.
how we do it. That's how we do it in my family. There's a lot of smart asses in my family, a lot of
Yeah, I can tell.
sarcasm, a lot of one-liners and shit like that. It gets you through the night. And that's important. Sometimes just making it through the day is a success in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, give me 1 second, Paul.
Yeah. Wayne is clickety clicking on something. We don't know what he's doing.
I'm texting my sister.
He's adjusting his penis pump right now as we speak, guys.
My penis pump.
Setting it. See, he just agreed. He's setting it to maximum vacuum.
Wait a minute. Wait, no. I don't need a penis pump, Paul. Wait a minute.
He said
No.
penis pump again. It's a fact now. Sean says my third leg, you sick freak. I will accept that. I'll accept that. Well, I just talked about Dwayne having a penis pump, which, you know what? Somebody asked me one time, a younger person looked at me and said, do those things really work? And I'm like, dude, you're acting like I've ever owned one. I've never owned one. I don't know if they work,
I've never owned a penis pump. I don't even know what the fuck they're for.
Well, you put it on your unit and then you vacuum it, I guess. It's a tube and it sucks on it and then, I guess it dilates the blood vessels and, look, Teresa look, no hands even. I guess it dilates the blood vessels and makes it swell up and gorges it with blood.
I got one hand on my phone because I'm laying down. I still have pants on, so I'm not doing nothing.
It's a small pump. He stole it from an aquarium for guppies.
God damn you, Paul.
No, but yeah, this young man asked me like I actually own one, like I knew. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I've never had one of them. I'm like,
okay. Hold on. Since we're on a subject like this, I want to tell you something, and you're going to laugh. I am sitting here scrolling through my Facebook page. This dude has a condom wrapped over his fucking head with a little bit up at the top for it to pop. He went like, my mama said I could be anything I want. So I'm going to be a unicorn. And the fucking top of the condom bust is up. I was like, oh, fuck.
How could you even fit one on your head? Oh, gosh, Sean says my grandpa just walked into this conversation. Teresa put minnow. Eddie Taylor puts LMFAO. Oh, my gosh. How could you fit a rubber over your head?
Dude, he just randomly put it on her. He went like, Mama's thinking I could be anything I want. So, and he breathes through his nose and like the top of the condom, like where like it would collect everything.
Right. The reservoir tip.
And he was like, so I'm going to be a unicorn. I went like,
I'd love to see it. That sounds awesome. How in the hell? I don't know, dude.
So, Paul, I do have a question. What is up with this wasted lunch group that you added everybody in?
All right. Well, here's the thing. I figured the whole idea behind the group is when the show is not going on, I thought it would be a cool place to where, let's say, let's say you are online and you find some nice, strange but true stuff, okay, on a certain website. Then Dwayne Lanham could be like, you know what? I'd really like to share this with people. It's so freaky. It's so weird. And then you could share that link on the Wasted Lunch page. And I've actually taken stuff from there, okay, that people have posted. And then I've talked about it on the show because I'm like, wow, this is a really good one. I'm going to talk about it on the show. So it could be a conversation starter for one. And two, it's just a place where we can look up, we can share wacky, crazy, true stuff, you know.
Okay, so since we're talking on that, what the fuck do you think about the video that Sean posted about the zombie deer virus? I want to hear your opinion.
Okay, well, my first thought was, wow, that is ugly. That is freaky. What is wrong with this deer? I'm like, it has some sort of carbuncles or something on it. And then Jimmy followed up on it. Jimmy Lawson followed up on it, and he said it is some sort of virus that causes wart-like growths. And it's not just an Ohio thing. It happens to deer all over the world. They'll contract this virus or something, and they'll have these strange growths. But my thing is, I can understand why the guy filming it was like, this is a zombie deer, bruh, because it really was odd. I've never seen it before. I would have been kind of freaked out.
I'm scrolling through Facebook and I see Sean Stout has posted in the Wasted Lunch group. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go check it out. I scroll through my notifications to get to it after like
Right.
10 more notifications because I'm not on my phone a lot anymore. Actually, I'll show you what I've been doing for the past 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Is trying to get this mess together.
Oh, wow. You got your work cut out for you.
That's what I've been doing since the baby shower. I was trying to put that mess together. That's why I haven't been on my phone. But no, so I click on Sean's name. I scroll into the page and I see this fucking deer like missing half the side of its fucking jaw.
Yeah, it's weird.
One eye is closed, one eye is open like this.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Cage. And I'm sitting there going like, the fuck?
Right. I mean, it's bizarre.
And then I'm on Facebook yesterday. I was supposed to share it to the group last night. A fucking 6-year-old's birthday party turns into 7 adults being arrested.
What? What did it say?
A child's birthday party in Florida. It was like at an arcade place. Turned into 6 adults being arrested for a brawl.
Oh, wow. That's a great way to celebrate a kid's birthday.
Like parents are beating the shit out of each other.
Damn.
And I was gonna put it in the group. What a bunch of fucking morons.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to fight at my son's birthday party. I'm sorry. I'm kicking your fucking ass. I ain't calling the cops.
Maybe that's what happened, and it just exploded into something, out of control. Sean says, my grandpa said one time his buddy put a condom on a beer bottle and he shook it up and the condom flew off and went all over the bar. Nice.
See, I've done certain things with condoms. I've actually used them for the purposes that they're meant to be used for. I filled them up with water and I've thrown them at people.
Oh, water balloon.
Okay, you're gonna laugh at the type of water balloon I said it was. I got one of the flavored ones. Thought it'd be funny to fill it up with a little bit of water and throw it at my best friend. Well, I'm standing up in the room on the 3rd floor. I wait for her to get right below me at the door, and I drop it. And I said, "Hey, watch out for that dick!" And splat.
Nice.
Splat. And we came upstairs quicker in a hurry. beat my ass.
Man.
Because I'm standing on the balcony on the third floor. I drop it on her. I don't know how the fuck she got to me so quick. She bull taps me.
Jeez, she was mad. Wow.
And then
Yeah.
they're like, it's a
mad.
joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
Yeah.
Which gets me smacked again.
Sean says, gotta go. Bye. All right. Later on, Sean. Be good.
Bye.
Jonah's joining us. Oh my gosh.
Jonah!
He must have broken away from work. Wow. What up, Jonah?
Jonah, you a
All right. You know what? Speaking of the, let's see. Jonah says, greetings from Taco Bell on my lunch break. LMAO. Wow. Cool. We're in Taco Bell now. Speaking of the group page, the group thing, guys, I don't know. I thought about possibly turning it into, okay, right now it's a public group, which means even if you're not in the group, you can go on it, you can read the posts in that. But if we turn it into a closed group, it would mean you would have to join the group in order to see the posts. What would people think if I did that to where you had to join just to see the posts? Is that a bad thing or is that a good thing? Because if people wanted to see it, they would have to join. What are your opinions?
I mean, with all of our fucked up sense of humor
Yeah.
and the shit that we're going to post, it's
Right.
going to get really inappropriate. I know
Right.
it just down the line. I would say it would be better off safe to do a closed group so someone just can't see a post and report it because it's inappropriate.
Gotcha.
Like, put in the description, like, there is rated R stuff in here.
Right. Right. That way, the only people who are looking at that stuff, they already knew what they were getting into when they joined. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that way, like, when they go to join, like, they will see the inappropriate content.
Yeah.
And, like, you could ask, like, do, like, 3 little questions. Are you going to report any posts for being rated R or 18 above for inappropriate pictures or gestures? Like, and you can tell, like, if people say yes, you go like, nope, not accepting you, not accepting you, not accepting you, not accepting you. It's easy.
Yeah. Let's see. Jonah says, well, first, Teresa said, bye, Sean, and hey, Jonah. Then Jonah said, our groups get messed up, LMAO. Teresa says, join. Jonah says, the topics we talk about is so messed up. So, I mean, okay, Dwayne thinks a closed group would be a good idea. How about you guys? What do you guys think? You think it makes sense?
I think Teresa said join.
Yeah.
Which would mean closed group.
Yeah.
Or by invite only.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be the right move. I just wanted to see if anybody else thought it was the right move or if it would be a dick move, you know. But
here's the thing: if you're gonna make it a closed group, you're gonna need more than one admin to watch what the fuck is going on.
Well, I don't know. It might be easier because, well, I mean, the thing is, everybody who's in the group will still be freely allowed. You would still be allowed to post stuff. The only difference is that people would have to join. They could see that the group exists, but they can't
see shit.
Can't see who's posting whatever, and you know. But
yeah,
you guys would still be free to contribute content. There wouldn't be any restrictions on that. If you were a member, you know.
I'm gonna say this because if one of my posts, because I decided to get a little dirty and be a little funny.
Yeah.
This has 13.2 will go up your butt if I get reported for some dumb reason.
Yeah.
I do not. My Facebook page has already been reported.
Really?
Enough this month. I am 2 more incidents away from a 48-hour Facebook ban.
Oh. Let's see. Eddie Taylor says, "What's this about anyway?" Dwayne popped up on my news feed saying he was live, so I decided to watch. Well, here's what it is, Eddie. What you're watching is is this show is Wasted Lunch, and it is Monday through Friday, noontime, and
Chill about
it's
whatever.
it's a dialogue driven show. I get on here. I'm Paul McVeigh, and end up talking back and forth with people. And one of the only running themes is at some point in time during each show, there is something bizarre that ends up being talked about, something weird or peculiar.
Like the unicorn thing.
Yeah, something funky always ends up popping up. But we could be talking about stuff that really matters, serious issues, medical stuff, crime, drugs, whatever, you know.
Speaking of that, since you brought that up, I'm going to vent for a second.
Hold on 1 second, Dwayne. I'm going to read these posts real quick. Teresa says yes, closed or by invite. Teresa says, I say invite because you don't want underage kids. Good point. Jonah says, welcome to Wasted Lunch with the greatest show host of all time. Thank you.
Hey!
Thank you. Much love. Thank you, Jonah.
There's always much love for you.
What's that, dude?
Said there's always much love for you. You're funny as hell. You give us entertainment.
I think it's, you know, and this is for you know, Eddie to know, is that, you know, as the show started out, it started out as a monologue. Okay, I would just get on here, and that was that. I'd share some little quips or musings about life or whatever, and then I found out that people could type shit in and we could talk back and forth about stuff. And since then, it turned into from a monologue to a dialogue driven show. Jimmy's back on again. What up, Jimmy? But that's what goes on. And all these shows, the old ones, are still available to watch. Okay, the shows are public. So if you want to watch old shows, they're there on
the page.
Right. And a lot of episodes are backed up on YouTube. And speaking of backed up, I'm way behind on I got to start uploading more shows to my YouTube channel, which is McVeigh Original Universe. I'm very backed up there. Jimmy put correction. It turned into a fantastic show. Well, thank you, Jimmy. Much love to you too.
Wasted Lunch needs to be adult only as well as so no assert goes on.
Yeah. So what I'm getting from you guys is it's probably a good idea to turn it into a closed group so that people have to join, so that we're not having some 8-year-old get on and
but here's the thing. Is like the 8-year-olds can still get in there. So like what you can do is like when you go to make it a closed group, you can put questions as those send it to you, which is the admin of the group.
Right.
And you'll have to be, I would say, at least over 17 years old. 17 and up.
Okay.
And have questions. Are you 17? Can you provide us your date of birth? Are you going to report any posts in here for any obscene, yada, 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 whatever?
Oh. Jonah says, I'm literally wasting my lunch in the Taco Bell dining area. This is a blessing to be able to catch the show live. Or if you don't see it on Facebook, check out McVeigh's Original Universe for some funny ass content. Yeah.
Paul, I need to become your publicist.
And look, Jonah says turn it into a closed group and we can invite who we please to join because we talk about some crazy shit. Okay, well, I'm glad that you brought up the group page thing in the first place, Dwayne. And I'm glad I
brought up these questions because Teresa says she doesn't want people being ass hurt. And she says yes, or some dumb person causing issues that shouldn't be on in the first damn place. All right, got you guys. It sounds like the answer is a resounding turn this at least into a closed group, possibly invite only group. So
yeah, because it's like the topics we talk about like are like really insensitive. Like some of the shit we talked about, dude, is like
oh my God. It's just so funny because when you said insensitive, some of it is. And I'm such a, believe it or not, I'm a very compassionate person. Okay.
I
I
know
love,
you are. That's why I kind of went like this with like,
yeah, because Teresa put, yes.
like the time we were sitting there talking about the death penalty to like 9:30 at night. Like
Yeah.
you came on like at 7. We were there till 9:30 talking about the death penalty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or time we talk about the orange-haired orangutan that's in office.
Yeah. I mean, well, I like hearing people's opinions. And I don't mind hearing opinions, even if they're different than mine. I don't mind that because I think, that's what makes the world go round. Okay. I don't believe I got all the answers. I'm not going to try and bullshit you into thinking that I do. Jonah says, did you just say what I think you did? LMAO. This is not West Virginia.
Jonah, Donald Trump looks like an orange-haired orangutan sitting in the Oval Office. I am sorry. The dumbass wants to keep declaring national emergency for a fucking $8 billion border wall. Go fuck yourself.
There we have Dwayne's opinion on this. Teresa says, for people with humor and crass, LOL. Jonah says, the spray tan Cheeto, LMAO. Well, literally, orange is the new black. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not a political guy, okay? Because I've already admitted that politics is such a shitty thing. Jimmy says, I don't think it's insensitive at all. It's honest. I've never seen any malice in the discussion we've had. I've seen them as honest and humor. I think so too. And see, that's the thing. I believe in people having opinions. I don't believe in trying to shut somebody up. I spend my life, I think part of living is learning, and I don't think I got it all figured out. I don't. And I think the second people start thinking they've mastered it at all is the second they stop learning.
I'm going to say this.
Once you think you got it figured out, you stop learning. You kind of close off your mind to anything new.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be honest. Opinions are like assholes. We all have them, and they all stink.
That's true. It's a good old phrase that rings true. Jimmy says the only honest recourse to any topic is honest discourse. Good point. Teresa says, me either. We just like an open, honest, fun time. And I think that's what it is too. I think we talk about things and sometimes they are so serious, but sometimes we all kind of sit back, take a deep breath and say, some of this shit, unfortunately, it looks like we can't change. So let's have a laugh at it too. Teresa says with comedy.
That's how all of us are. Like, we joke about some serious shit. I mean, it's like even like I'll bring up one that was really insensitive for a bunch of us. Was the abortion topic.
Oh yeah. That's a tough one. It's always a tough one.
And it always is, like we all bring topics together that we feel like we should share. Hold on, freaking my
Dwayne, I believe Dwayne, you were responsible for opening up that package of that Pandora's box of talk. that one day. I think you were responsible for that.
I was responsible, yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, he did it. We're talking about this. Oh my word. This is, it's one of those things that is just so passion filled when it comes
Do
to
you think I
opinions.
wanted to open Pandora's box? Do you honestly think I wanted to do it? Do you
I don't know.
honestly
You looked
open
a
that
little
can
bit
of-
nervous before you sprang it. You looked a little bit nervous.
But I was scared shitless. I don't know how
Jonathan,
people were going to react.
yeah. Jonah says, if I want to hear someone talk out their ass, I listen to Trump's speeches. I created a million jobs. Oh, KKK, wrong. I can't forget his hand gestures. Never saw it. So China, build that wall. I'm gonna grab her by the PU. Oh, never mind. He's a damn joke. This isn't Monopoly. It's a country. Grow the fuck up. Once again, guys, this is where it's beautiful from my standpoint, guys. I do not invest myself, and I choose ignorance to an extent. I do not invest myself so deeply into the political world because it is so, you feel so, for lack of a better term, impotent. You feel like you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? It feels like, and you're getting toyed with by both sides. I really, people, the majority of people in this country are being toyed with and used and manipulated for votes. And most of us really, it boils down to that most of us do not have any power when it comes to real decision making. It's in the hands of a very small, select few group of people.
Right.
And
I
that
will
makes
say
you
that
feel,
the great John has spoken.
yeah. But
Sorry, John, I was being an asshole.
But I mean, so I don't worry about Trump. I don't worry about Obama when he was in office. It's just because the more you worry, the more it seems like you just don't have any power to change anything. It sucks. Besides your right to vote, right? It,
Now here's my honest opinion. Now, since we're on opinions and assholes and everything under the green little fucking man on the moon. To be honest, politics to me is like another fucking kid in a candy shop.
how so?
How? Because the only thing they're in it for is the fucking money, the fame,
And the power. I mean, being able to control shit is a hell of a drug.
Like they're in it. They're not in it for the human interest. They're not in it for the care of somebody else. So like Jonah said, along with hate. But when Obama was in office, I honestly was rooting for Obama. Because why that man got put through more as a president than I think any other president. He's black. They were saying he was not born in the United States.
I remember all that, yeah.
He was born in the state of Hawaii. Now, if you remember, early before World War II, Hawaii was a state.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a new state.
Well, it's not new. It's been there since like 1941.
Well,
Really?
compared to most of the states, it's pretty new. I'm just saying, in the grand scheme of things,
Right.
it's like our newest state, is it not?
I believe so,
Hawaii.
yes. I believe so. But then look at Trump. He's ugly. He's fat. He's an orangutan. He doesn't have to pay fucking taxes. Bro, how the fuck do you not have to pay any fucking taxes? But me, as an American citizen that worked my ass off, yet again, remember, 4 months has to work. You have to pay fucking taxes.
Well, I mean, the rich people, they've got all different sorts of
That's what I just said.
loopholes. Jimmy says one of the many, many, many reasons we seriously need term limits. And Jonah says, I could care less if you're black, white, pink, or purple. We all bleed red. The color of your skin or religion does not take away from me loving you. Just the way you are, we are all brothers and sisters through Christ. I do think when Jonah said about hate dividing people, I do think that is something you don't hear most of our leaders talking about, and that is, don't hear a lot of talk about love going on. You know what I mean? Don't hear that word too much.
Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna hop off here. The fiance is just waking up.
Uh-oh, you better tend to her.
Paul, it was good talking to you again. I will see you sometime again this week. I don't know when.
Good talking to you. Later, dude.
Later from the Wasted Lunch Shop. Bye.
The subject of the group came up, and that reminds me, I didn't say this, was Scott Harwig put a post up on his Facebook saying about joining Wasted Lunch group page on Facebook, and he coined a new phrase for us wasted lunchers. He said, join the wastoids. I don't know if that's good or bad, Let's see. Eddie says, politics divides us no matter what it is. Celebrities shouldn't use their fame for their opinions, which they sure as hell do, don't they? And try to manipulate people's mind, in my opinion, which you are entitled to. Jimmy says every single politician has the same tax breaks. How does a person making less than $200,000 a year become millionaires consistently? Well, yeah, it seems like the more money people have, the more breaks they get, right? And not only that, but they're more informed. They know more about how to get around and how to get away with paying less taxes, too. Teresa says, take care. It's a shame, but it's true. I mean, the little guy is always going to take it in the posterior end. It's always been that way. I imagine it's always going to be that way. It sucks. It's shitty. It's not fair, but it seems to be a fact. And I wish I could say, I know the answer for all this. I wish I could say, we need to do this, we need to do that. But I'll admit, the problem is so big, so vast, that I don't know where you would begin to make a positive change in the way to go. It's a tough one. It really is. But the big guys always been pooping on the little guys, Okay, let's see. Jimmy says, Eddie, please read, and I am going to try to pronounce this, although I don't know if I'll get it right. He says, Eddie, please read Jacques Ellul's Propaganda and the Formation of Men's Attitudes. It must be a pretty good one because I know Jimmy's brought that up before. Jimmy is a well-informed guy, does a lot of reading, does a lot of thinking for himself, which I always like that about people when they don't just jump on the bandwagon and go along with the norm. I like it when people are willing to go against the grain and use their own brains for thinking. Because, as I said, these problems seem so vast, so gigantic, but I think solutions usually turn out to be things that are actually a lot simpler than the problems themselves. I think there are some principles that, when followed, can make things a lot better. So Jacques Ellul's Propaganda and the Formulation of Men's Attitudes. Interesting. But, yeah, Jimmy's always thrown on some good, cool sources of information.
a lot of eye-opening, brain-opening stuff Jimmy's throwing out to us. So for that, I appreciate that. Politics. Politics. Did anybody ever get it right? Any president ever get it right? Eddie says absolutely. I agree 100%. Jonas says my break is almost up. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day, everyone. I am off tomorrow, so I will be able to take part in the entire show. Awesome. Great. Good news, Jonah. Very good news. Been a while. So when I see Jonah pop on here, I'm like, cool. Eddie says I'll look that up in a few. Okay, cool. And when you do, hop back on here sometime. And like I said, it's Monday through Friday. We do this around noontime. Sometimes I'm a little bit late. Sometimes I'm a little bit early. But if I'm going to be real late, I almost always post up some kind of I'm going to be on late kind of thing there, because I don't like to leave people hanging. But sometimes life gets in the way, that's just how it happens. Sometimes I can't schedule things around the show. I try to, though. Make all my doctor's appointments, any doctor's appointments or anything, I try to schedule everything around the show so that I can do the show. It's like somebody's like, well, we can see you this and that time, and I'm like, well, I can't do noon. I can't. I gotta be doing wasted lunch at noon. It's just, it's an important thing to me, and hopefully it's an important thing to other people who get on here. I try to be, that is one of the things I try to be most consistent on is getting my butt on here. And I'm kind of proud of that. I'm kind of proud that I've, came up with something that I discipline myself, it might not be a big deal. It's like, well, all you got to do is be in front of the camera. But I've been pretty good at being on here, and I feel good about that. Feel good that there's something I've been consistent with. I've had troubles over the years staying consistent with things, so I'm actually proud of myself that I make sure that I end up doing wasted lunch. So might not seem like a major goal or accomplishment to people, but it's a big one to me. I feel good about it. Because I like seeing people's brains working, and I think that's one of the things we do here. Stir up the old gray matter, instead of the old humdrum. Okay, this is what it is. And going along with shit. Now we tend to ruffle some feathers, don't we? Always with love. No. Oh my gosh. What in the world? So we already went through the politics, which I'll admit, my stomach starts to turn when I see people fall for the political games and being manipulated. I've said it before, and it's true. I've seen family members at each other's throats over politics, and that makes me want to puke. It does, because I say to myself, my God, these people fell for it. They swallowed it hook, line, and sinker, and it's a terrible thing. Wow. But that's cool. We talked about the group. Sounds like it's a resounding yes. It ought to at least be closed. What do you think, Jimmy? Jimmy, did you share an opinion on whether the group should at least be closed or maybe even totally private? I don't remember seeing something from you about that. But I think people brought up some good points about it. Oh, man. So if you've got an opinion on it, please share, dude. By all means. Let's see, Eddie says, politics sucks when we can't do nothing about it. That's what I was saying. I just, man, I used to watch the news a lot, and I used to get caught up in it, used to get wound up, used to get this ambivalent mentality, this where my brain was going 20 directions at once, and then decided, screw this. I took a break from the news, especially the mainstream news, and I've been happy about that decision. I really have been. You know, people could say, well, you're living in the dark, you know, but I don't think so. I still believe that the big mainstream news networks, or whatever you want to call them, shows, I still think they're just, you know, political tools. So I, myself, do not mind not being manipulated by them. That's my opinion on it, anyways. So, now, with that, what was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. Personal life. Let's see. David's back on here. What's up, David? David, you missed a lot of crazy shit we talked about. Eddie says, I quit watching the news because it gives me stress, but then realized, why get stressed when I can't do nothing? Just to hear it happen. Oh my gosh, see, and that's the thing. I was watching the Syria situation for a couple years on the news, and that really got me wound up. Seeing all these moves made by the president, that I was like, man, they really shouldn't do this. And then I'd see them make a move, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I got really stressed out over that serious shit. And finally, like I said, I took a break from it, you know. Took a break from it, and I've been happy about it. I really have been. You know, because you got to choose what you're going to stick in your head. If you don't, if you just try and absorb it all, one, there's too much information. There really is. We're bombarded by it daily. I don't give a shit if you're just on social media. You're hit by it. You got friends. You've got family. You've got people who are barely friends that you only know through Facebook who are sharing stuff to try and push you this way or that way. And there's so much information coming at you, it's unnatural. And our brains cannot handle that much. And you got to choose what you decide to put in your brain, like a diet, you know. And I think when you're on a steady diet of horrible brain food, it just, I think it brings about negative outcomes. Let's see, Teresa says, well, gotta go, having some issues, talk to you tomorrow, bye all. Well, I hope you resolve whatever issues you're having. I hope things work out, whatever they are. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for participating, Teresa. Always good to have you. You have a great day. But yeah, I think, you know, you've only got so many hours of the day and so much of your life that it makes sense to be discriminatory when it comes to what you're going to put in your mind, is what I think. It makes sense. You want to put good stuff in there, right? Good stuff, if you can. I mean, I believe in facing the truth, too. It's just, I think the mainstream news is a lot of untruth. Or spin, if you want to say spin. There's a lot of that, so. But yeah. I mean, it's just so much like, you know, there's websites that take all these news sources and boil them down to just headlines. And, let's see, Jimmy says, sorry, union call. Uh-oh. You got to get going. You got a union call you got to take. Well, you got to do what you got to do, brother. But yeah. Oh my gosh, what time is it? It's 2:06 Oven Standard. I should probably be heading off of here myself. because the pollster got to a very late start today. I woke up and it's like 11:50. I'm like, oh my gosh, got 10 minutes and I got to get my ass on here. See, Jimmy says, what I miss? Not a whole lot, dude. While you were off, I was just talking about how, I think with our very limited lifespans that we, got to pick and choose what we're going to stick in our brains. You know what I mean? I think that's really important that we're, it's like a diet, you can only absorb so much information. There's so much out there now with the internet that I think it pays to be careful what you put in your brain. You choose carefully. Okay, do I really want this on my mind for the rest of the day? Eddie says, absolutely, but even the weatherman can get the weather right sometimes, LOL. Yeah. I think the news is just, there's just a lot of spinning and twists and opinion. So much opinion instead of just, these are the facts, you take it, form your own opinion from this. No, I mean, usually with the mainstream news, you have this is what it is, and this is why it is this way, and this is how you're supposed to feel about it. Eddie says, ask him about making the page private public. Good point, Eddie. That's right. Jimmy wasn't on here. I did miss that. Thanks for pointing that out, Eddie. I did ask, Jimmy, what's your opinion? Should the Wasted Lunch group page be private or closed to where people have to join to see who's posting and what's being posted? I've been asking that question today. A lot of people are saying that they believe it should be, like a closed group. Some people think that that'd be a good idea, so there aren't people getting on and like flagging us or griping about the page because of some of the material and subjects that get talked about, and stuff like that. But that's one of the things that's been on my mind. Should we make it a closed group to where you have to join in order to see the content? There's levels, okay? There's like closed group. I think that means that you can't see who posted what. And there's private, and there's like a level to where you have to be invited, to even join. You've got to get an invite. There's different levels to this thing, and it's still new to me, okay? But right now it's public. Jimmy says most people believe what makes them, let me see some, feel the best, whether it's right or wrong. Most people believe in what makes them feel the best, whether it's right or wrong. Plus, so many people like to be taught instead of taking initiative. Closed is a good idea, but won't that limit your group or viewing crowd? And see, that right there, Jimmy, that is where I've been kind of on. That is one of the things that, this idea of closing it or whatever, that's been one of the things that's crossed my mind, is would that limit people? But then there's this part of me that says, okay, well also, if these people want to be reading this stuff, they're going to have to commit a little bit and actually join the group. So is that a good idea or a bad idea? I don't know. That's why I've been asking. I'm not sure. Let's see. Jimmy says, I found the show by happenstance just looking around on Facebook and YouTube. I came across Pavel, which led to this. That's what all... Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It might, but like I said, in a way, it might make people have to commit to where they're like, okay, well, I want to see what's going on. I can't remember the description it said on the administrative tools setting, if it just said a closed group means you can't see who posted it, I don't know. But then there's also like a private to where you can't, I think closed might be to where you can see the content, but you don't see who posted it, okay? And then private is, I believe, this is what I think, okay? I'm not a professional at this. And I think private is to where you aren't seeing shit unless you've been invited and joined, okay? I think that's that level. Jimmy says you need teasers or trailers for the show if you make it closed so that people will see what they are missing by not subscribing. Yeah, I could do that. I can make public posts that anybody could see, like you said, and it could be like, picture me and then just boom, headlines, which of course I'd have to choose some of the wackier topics that have been talked about. I mean, it have to be that, I wouldn't, I'd have to put, some of the real funky shit that we talked about. I couldn't put, doing laundry and dishes and, that kind of shit. I'd have to put the wacky stuff in there, right? To get a hook in. To get people, I want to know about that. Jimmy says, treat this show like a movie theater. Yeah, not a bad idea, Jimmy. Not a bad idea. I should. I think I've drank enough coffee to where I'm feeling kind of floaty now. Does that make sense? Got enough caffeine coursing through my brain and veins that I'm like, I don't know what good that is to share that, but let's see. Jimmy says you have an idea of what's going on inside, but you can go in. I think you mean can't go in unless you take the right routes. Yeah, I think so too. And Teresa said something about also it being a closed group or whatever, being an advantage because people might see things with it being open and public and might get, as she said, butthurt over it. Eddie says if you have a Twitter account, start tweeting it. That might help you. Also, try to have people share your videos as well. Yeah, I need to start putting more on there about share. Because I think sometimes people see things on Facebook and they don't even think about sharing. They're just like, oh, that's so funny. And they don't even think, maybe I should share this with somebody. But, I know, I think, in this day and age with bite size and wanting all the flavor packed into one little bite, the show might not be, some people might not be able to handle it. Those people who want everything packed in to 2 seconds, that is not what Wasted Lunch is about at all. It's like I said, it's a dialogue, it's a discussion. But some people, I really love it because I know I've heard from people that what they do is, if they can't participate, what they do is they play the show and they just listen to it like it's kind of like a radio show or something. And they just play it while they're at work or whatever and let it run. Some people enjoy it like that. Jimmy says, make a disclaimer on content. Snowflake trigger warnings. Yeah. You have to put a warning that this is big boy stuff. Big boy and big girl stuff. So if it's going to bother you talking about big boy and big girl stuff, then walk on by. Walk on by. This is not the place for you. Because, yeah, we do end up, talking about grown-up stuff. And he says, when you do the YouTube, try to go live on there as well and put a link on your page so that you can get views as well and subscribes. Okay, and Eddie says live. When you do YouTube, try to go live on there as well and put a link. Okay, speaking of that, Eddie, good point. I have been, okay, looking into the possibility of going live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. The problem is I do not have the means right now to do that. I don't have the means to have myself simultaneously broadcast on both. It's a situation where, you know, the problem is money. There, I said it. Jimmy says, well, you know what? Kung Fu movies aren't for everybody either. Bit for the few. We dig that shit. Same application to wasted lunch. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Right. And that's the thing. I try to be honest when I come up with the descriptions or titles. I try and put, you know, if you've read the Facebook descriptions, okay, for the posts, there is so much I try and pack in there, you know, about, I can't fit all the different topics we talk about most of the time, but I try to, right? Because I'm like, well, if I end up talking about, me and somebody talk about something like, we were talking about Asian cinema the other day. Jimmy was talking about it a lot. He's very knowledgeable on it. I enjoy Asian cinema, but I'm sure there are plenty of people who could give a poo-poo less. But I put it down there. You know, Asian cinema was one of the few topics, and this was just, oh God, what was it yesterday? And because I figure if somebody absolutely abhors something, or it is not their cup of tea, they can skip past it, you know, and they can look at a different topic on another post and be like, okay, yeah, that's the one I want to hear them talk about. I want to hear them talk about sex with robots, you know, because that's another topic that came up not that long ago, was robots for lovemaking. Yeah. But, you know, and that's the kind of stuff that, I don't know, that's fun. Okay, that could be my bread and butter. Some of those weird topics are very fun to talk about. I love people's opinions on them. I absolutely love it. Because there's so many different opinions on those things. The one time we were talking about women and going topless, you know, and whether it's right or wrong for ladies to be topless. And, you know, I'm like, cool, go for it, ladies. And then Jimmy's like, there's no way you can, no way, I think you said that women's breasts will not be sexualized. You know, it's just the way it is, you know. So I love hearing what people think about stuff, you know. That's why I like it that it's dialogue and not just me, on here saying, okay, this is how it is, you know. Eddie says, no, like, go live on YouTube and send a link to your page so that it goes to the live video on your account. Okay, I got you. If you wanted to do that as well. Money is always an issue, including myself. I'm just trying to help you out. No, and Eddie, I appreciate it very much. And I actually take a lot of people's advice into consideration. And I will yours as well. So I thank you for sharing, you know, any ideas that you think might help. Because, like I said, dude, I do not... I don't know it all. I don't know it all. But Jimmy says, yes, I did. Boobs are sexy, period. Even girls like them. Yeah. They are, and I like them too. You know, I'm an all-American kind of guy. It's not going to change for me, but I'm like, you know, I will just kind of tongue-in-cheek be like, yes, by all means, you should be allowed to show them. You know, wink, wink. That's where I come from on that, you know. I think it's terrible that women can't, you know. It's awful. They should be allowed to express themselves like us men with no shirts on. You know. So, yeah. So I'd be at one of those protests where the ladies are all going topless, and I'd be like, way to go, power for you ladies. Well, let's see. Eddie says, that would be awesome if we knew it all, but then you would have a huge head like Jimmy Neutron. Yes. I'd have to find some bigger hats. Jimmy says, baseball, apple pie, and boobs. Yes. All American. Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, it's... Gosh, I need to start drinking some water, guys. I've way overdone it on the caffeine. In fact, right now, I'm getting some water. I'm doing the responsible thing. I'm getting water right now. Speaking of water, my refrigerator is peeing all over the place. That is one of the big purchases that me and my wife are going to be making with the tax money. Getting a new refrigerator, because this one keeps peeing. It's got a leak. See, Eddie, I share things about, my little plights, too. Go from talking about national security to Paul having a crappy refrigerator, just like that. Or boobs, Eddie says, I'm glad I found you on Facebook from my friend Dwayne. Well, I'm glad you did too, because, it's always nice to have fresh perspectives on things. And, there are some people that end up participating more than others. It's just how it's going to be, I guess. Some people, I just got a Pop-Tart chunk on my crotch when I picked that up, but some people participate a lot, and then there are some people who are just like what I call lurkers. I know that sounds kind of creepy, right? But there are some people that will just, they'll be watching from afar, okay, and they never ever say anything. They never type in anything, which I don't have anything against that. I don't have any problems with that. But they'll get on while the show's live, and then I'll be like, hey, what's going on, so-and-so, and then, then they'll, disappear, Eddie says, okay, on next topic, is water wet, LOL. Yeah, at least here it is. I don't have the dry kind here. Yeah, I've been trying to do this thing where I limit myself to 3 cups of coffee a day because I found out I've been zinging too much with the coffee. I don't need lots of coffee. The problem is I like lots of coffee. I like drinking it, and then I end up in this frazzled state of mind where I'm like, and it's like, you overdid it again. Hey, Jimmy says, check a site called Fast Track Auction. It's in Bedford, and they get a lot of stuff, a lot of really, really nice stuff for fairly cheap, and at least cheaper than the big box stores, if that info is of any use to you. It is. Hold on, I'm getting a pencil, guys. Let's see. Oh, I got a pencil. Thanks for sharing that. Jimmy says, but it tastes so good. It does. It does taste good. Let me write that down. Fast Track Auction. I just got my pencil. And I know that Eddie said something interesting, too, that I'm going to end up writing down. I'm going to have to go back over the comments and look it up, because Eddie said something that was pretty interesting. Yeah. It does. It tastes so good. Back in the days, I used to be able to drink pot after pot, and that was cool, man. I was great. But I was so busy. My hands were busy. I was always working on something in my shop, right? So I didn't get like this crazy nervousness that is uncomfortable. But now I haven't been in my shop. So it's like all this Too mentally alertness coursing through me, and I'm just like, get to be like a nervous wreck or something. So I'm like, drink water, thin that caffeine content down, you know, thin that down. Oh, question for Eddie. Eddie, this is just a question. I've asked a lot of people this question before. Can you share an embarrassing moment with us? Can you tell us something that really embarrassed the hell out of you before? I know it might be embarrassing to be asked that question, but I've already shared some of my most embarrassing stories, which have to be pretty good because I don't get embarrassed easily. Okay. I'll reshare one just to make you feel more comfortable right now, Eddie. I was at Best Buy shopping one time. I hope Eddie's still on here, for crying out loud. Watch him not even be on here. I'm sharing this, and you guys have already heard it. I was at Best Buy shopping one time. I was there for a long time. Okay, here we go. Eddie shared something. I got a tattoo on a date of some guy that I didn't know. Got a tattoo on a date of some guy that I didn't know. Dude, you gotta hit me with more information. I'm lost. On a dare. Okay. You got a tattoo on a dare of some guy you didn't even know. Wow. How in the hell did you come around to doing that? What the hell? What the heck, man? Jeez. Got a tattoo on a dare. But you say of some guy. So, I mean, did you get a tattoo put on you? And some dude who you didn't know dared you that? Or kind of thrown off a little bit? Need more information, Eddie. Wow. Yeah, caffeine is raging now in me. Jimmy, question, dude. Are you still planning on vaping full time? Are you still wanting to get off the cigarettes and vape? I was talking about vaping earlier. I don't know if you were on at the time. I think I threw the question out to you, but I don't know if you were with us at that moment. But I was curious. Are you planning on trying to vape full time? That's what I'm planning on doing. Soon. Planning on, when we do have a little bit of extra loot around here, vaping full time instead of smoking. I don't know. To me, I think it's got to be healthier than smoking. There. I know I'm bringing up an old topic, but I didn't get your opinion on it. Things move so fast here. Jimmy says I've been getting really bad with the preppy coffees. Ooh, getting a little fancy schmancy, a little light in your loafers for the coffees, eh? I've been smashing these tasty beverages called mochas. And I've been getting an extra shot in them every time I get one, and came to find out it already has 4 shots of espresso in it already. Dear goodness. After finding that out, I still haven't stopped. That's 10 cups in a 20-ounce cup. Damn! Shit, man. You must be tweaking on that shit. Eddie says it was a free tattoo. Yes, it's on me. Oh my gosh. My friend told me that he wanted me to get a tattoo, so he dared me to get a tattoo of a random tattoo that a tattoo artist wanted to do okay on me. Oh my gosh. So you didn't even choose what you were getting tattooed on you. Oh my gosh. You gotta carry that shit for life, dude. What the hell? Jimmy says, yes, want to kick the smokes once and for all. I sold vapes. Eddie says I sold vapes to do on me. Okay, yeah. Okay, Jimmy says I'm actually embarrassed to admit to people I smoke because I quit for 3 years already and my weak ass went back to smoking. Smoking is horrible. I've never had a drug addiction, okay, besides nicotine. I never have, don't ever want to. Um, that's one thing I've never done in my life. I've never tried addictive drugs or anything like that, except smoking, and it is so strong. The addiction is stronger. Your drive to want more nicotine is stronger than wanting food. How bad is that? That is bad. When you'd rather have a drug flowing through your veins than have food in your stomach, it's got to be bad. And that's how bad smoking is. And you need food to survive, but you would rather have smokes than something to eat. Or at least me, that's how bad it is. So, you're talking about being weak, but it's a tough addiction. And that vaping, you got to keep up with it. Or at least I do. When I was vaping, I was constantly changing the flavors, so it stayed interesting for me. I had to do that, or else it was like, maybe I want a cigarette. Jimmy says, Puddin used to that at Aardvark Tattoo in Akron. Remember the tattoo of the month, and was doing the Hellomatic appliances and ended up in tattoo magazines for them. Really? Huh. That's cool. Oh, wow. That's cool. It's interesting. I got tattoos, and I probably never would have got one, except Scott ended up doing them and talked to me about it and ended up getting tattoos. See, Eddie says, message me later if you want. I'll explain you in depth on more information on it. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you, Eddie. Like I said, Eddie, check out and join the Wasted Lunch Facebook group if you haven't already. If you like offbeat, strange topics, it's definitely the place to go. But yeah, tattoos, man. I probably would have never. No, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have one on me if Scott didn't start tattooing. I wouldn't have gotten one on me. I just never found the need to. Okay. Eddie says about vapes. Finding more information about the vapes. Okay. Yeah, right now I've got a mod. I guess you call them mods. And it works good, but I need more tanks for it, Jimmy says, okay, Eddie says I will totally. All right, cool. Jimmy says, that's what pisses me off the most. I ain't got no healthy food in the house and bitch about it all the time. Because I don't have the cash, but I got smokes and spades, says retard logic. Yeah, well, it is a strange logic. Well, let's face it, it's not thinking logically. It's thinking with your body's cravings is what you're doing. That's what you got going on. Eddie says, I have 12 tattoos on me so far. Luckily, I didn't get the tattoo addiction that so many people got. I have 4 tattoos on me. One of which is homemade, 3 of which were done professionally. Like I said, I wouldn't have had tattoos, but one of my best friends growing up started doing that professionally and was like, look, dude, I'll give you a tattoo. I'm like, well, dude, I don't have money for ink. And he's like, so what? And kind of used it towards, pitching the tattoo place he worked for. So my arm kind of got used to help pitch, for that place, because I'd be like, yeah, I got this here and there. Scott did it on me, and so. But I wouldn't have gotten it if it weren't for that, because I'm like, tattoos cost money. I never have extra money to spend for getting a tattoo, for crying out loud, So it's just how it worked. The stars aligned, and I got tattoos. But I haven't had the addiction because I got kids, and kids are expensive, and I don't complain about it. It's just the truth. I got to pay for shoes. I got to pay for sports things my kids are in, so I don't have money for Hank. Let's see, Eddie says 2 were done professionally and the rest were my friends learning, so I decided to help him out. They look good though. Oh, that's cool. Jimmy says I have 9, 3 of which I did myself when I started for Scotty at the shop. Oh, wow. See? And Jimmy's talking about Scotty, same Scott I was talking about. Dude, I definitely grew up with him. We knew each other since before kindergarten. Oh, dear God, it's been so long, hasn't it? Oh, geez. Yeah, we've probably known each other 40 years. Brother from another mother, one of them situations. Jimmy says, Scott is an old friend of ours, being Paul and myself. Yeah. Known him forever. It's the oldest friend I have that is not a relative of mine. Okay, in my family growing up, you hang out with your cousins. My family is very tight, so, your cousins are your friends in my family. But Scott is probably the oldest friend I have that is not related to me. Just a factoid. I'll tell you another fact is, my wife's working. I gotta provide dinner for me and my kids, and I can't remember what the hell she said I could make for dinner. I'm like at a loss for it right now. I'm trying to think, dear God, what did my wife say I could make the kids for dinner? And now I'm like, what the hell? See, I know that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. I'm just looking at food packages and thinking, what am I making these kids? Jimmy says, amazing artist. Jimmy says, since he was a friggin' kid. Oh yeah, Scott was always a great artist. He always outdrew me. Because as a kid, I did some drawing and stuff, but I was not hit with the McVeigh art talent like some of my cousins were. My grandmother and my great-grandpa were both wonderful artists. I didn't get all the talent they had. But I was still above average, but Scott outdrew me any day. Let's see, Eddie says, where do you live? You mentioned in Ohio before. I live in Northeast Ohio, outside of Massillon. Where are you from, Eddie? Jimmy says, macaroni and hot dogs, bro. Oh, gosh. Eddie says, I used to live in Canton, Southwest. Okay. All right, so did you move out of Ohio or just out of Canton? And congratulations on moving out of Canton. Little Canton jab there. Okay, Eddie says, now I live in Poughkeepsie, New York. I think I said Poughkeepsie right. I think I'm one of the few people from Ohio who can say that. Pride myself a little bit. Jimmy says a killer whale he did on his wall was the shit. What was he, like 16, 17? Oh, I'm not sure. Probably. He's always been a great artist. Always been better than me. Always. Which I'm cool with that. I'm not tattooing people, damn it. Him and my cousin John, another one of my best friends, fantastic artist too. Jimmy says Northwest Canton and put a frowny on there. So Jimmy, you live in Canton. How do you like Canton? How do you like living in Canton? What made you end up in Canton? Eddie says, wow, you absolutely did. Nobody could say that. Everyone says poop keepsy. Well, I've never lived in New York, Eddie. I've never lived there. And I will tell you the truth. The reason why I can say Poughkeepsie is because watching films. I've watched films where they've actually mentioned it in the movie, and that's how I figured out how to say it. So I learned something from watching a movie, from watching one of them there films. You can learn a lot from watching movies. Yeah, that's how I learned it. Oh my. Yeah, this I'll tell you, the Facebook Live thing is really cool. It's really cool that I can, not only broadcast, but I can see what other people have on their mind. It's what makes a Facebook Live really cool. I don't know. Um, I'm guessing YouTube people can comment too. I don't know about that. Anybody know that? If I think on YouTube people can comment too, and you can read that. Anybody know about that? I'm not sure. So Eddie got himself out of Canton, ended up in New York. Jimmy went from Massillon to living in Canton. A couple people I know that I went to school with ended up in Canton. I don't know how that works. Well, I know you get up and you move from Massillon to Canton, but I mean, I don't know. I'm a Massillon guy. I don't live in town anymore. I live outside of town, but I didn't move to Canton. I did live in Canton for a few months. That was good enough for me. I didn't live in a bad part of Canton either. I lived in an okay area, but still, Canton wasn't for me. Eddie says, nice. Yeah, I don't live in NYC. I live like 2 hours away from there. It takes me 8.5 hours to get to Ohio. Yes, they can comment. It's like Facebook Live feed. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I mean, if I get another phone and another tripod thing, I could go YouTube Live and Facebook Live at the same time, which would be cool. I don't know how many people would find out about me on YouTube, to be honest with you. I don't know. It's going to take a hell of a lot more sharing of my show for people to catch on to it on YouTube, because there's so much stuff on YouTube. There's so much content. And if you're not one of the big dogs, you are way down on the list when they're, as far as searches and stuff. Oh my gosh, that's just water outside of there. Okay. You ever been drinking something and then figure out after you've drank a lot of it that there's like a hunk of food stuck inside the glass, and then you want to retch because you're like, my God, I've drank, a whole glass of that, and there's a chunk of old eggs or something caked on the inside of the cup. It's horrible. Eddie says, message me later. I have some awesome ideas. Okay, sounds cool. Jimmy says, it blows. Was getting an awesome Cape Cod all-brick house on land contract. But things in life went very much south, so to speak, and just stayed in the area like an idiot and regret it. Lots of shooting and are getting closer to me. Okay. As close as literally across the street, and police sirens are endless some months, it seems. Yeah. Yeah, Canton's got some problems. Some violent crime problems. Oh my gosh, yeah, that's why I don't live there, man. I lived in the, not in Canton, but in Massillon, I lived in the projects for a while, and then there started being shootings in the projects I lived in. And so I moved out of there. It just, one day there was shooting that was right outside of my apartment, my townhouse, if you want to call it that, because that's kind of how they were laid out. And I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'm getting the hell out of here. So I got out of the projects, and I knew that by moving out of the projects, I would have like no money at all. So I'd be spending most of it on rent and utilities and all that shit. I knew that's what was going to happen, but I did it anyways. And I don't regret it at all. Eddie says, please be safe. I don't miss that. I'm glad I got out of there. Yeah. It's funny because look at the numbers. If you're a numbers looker adder kind of person on one of the city data, or one of those type websites, and Canton ranks up there as one of the most violent towns in America of any size. Of any size. Big, little, whatever. It's ranked very high up in there. It's like in the 2% of worst cities on a lot of those websites. So let's see, Eddie says, I used to work at McDonald's Southwest on Duber Avenue. Okay, I know exactly where that is. And they had 2 people OD in the bathroom, and we got robbed once last year. Oh, shit. Jeez. Nice. You go, Eddie, it's time for you to clean the bathroom, and you got people ODing in there. Eddie says Canton is in the top 3, I believe. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's been bad for a long time. And they got a gang problem. They've had a gang problem for a long time. And they arrest so many people. You'll hear about these big busts. They'll arrest like 50 people. But then there's 50 more people ready to fill in those spots that those people just got yanked out of. There's always more people that want to be a baller and end up filling that spot in. It's sad. But it is that way. Jimmy says, wasn't this bad 3 years ago? I'm not kidding. I fixed up the house for weeks, months apart, and never had any issues. And the last 3, different story altogether. Looking for a place in the sticks because I'm over it altogether. I like the country, and it's time for me to head that way. Yeah. Sounds like it, dude. Sounds like it. And, I lived on a street in Canton that wasn't that bad. I mean, you get your lawn shit stolen out of your backyard. Like if you had a swing, you had to chain that down. Or else it'd get stolen. You couldn't leave your lawnmowers out and stuff like that. But there weren't shootings and stuff, but there were about 10 blocks away, and it seemed like every year it'd move up closer. It seemed to get closer to the house I was staying in. So Jimmy says, well, got to make calls to get my night going. Great show as usual. Take care and have a good one, sir. Thank you, Jimmy, for the compliment. You and other people are part of what makes this show great. So thank you. Thanks for contributing. Take care of yourself, too, as well. I hope you have an awesome day, dude. I mean that. Wow. Today's show has been long. I've been on for a long-ass time. Let's see. Eddie says it's sad. Because it's nice. Jimmy said take care also, Mr. Taylor. Eddie says it's sad because it's nice because stores are closed, but there are so many people that turn bad. Not trying to be mean, but sometimes people need to change for the better, not the worse. I had my bike stolen and other stuff. Eddie says, talk to you later, Jimmy. Yeah. Well, like I said, I got the hell out of there. Because, it just, the crime started moving closer and closer to where I lived. That was part of it. I guess it'd be different if I was part of that crime wave or whatever going on. It'd be just fine, but I'm not. I didn't want no part of that kind of shit. So, it's time to get the hell out. There we go. I think the water is starting to level out my caffeine. My blood caffeine content. Time is 2:51 oven standard. I think it is time for me to hop off of here. The Paulster has to get his shit together. I got kids coming home soon, and I have got to tell myself, Paul, it's time for you to get your ass out there and work out. Yeah, normally by now I would have already had my workout routine done, but today I woke up 10 minutes to go for the show and ended up not working out, so I still got to work out, and I've got to do serious stuff. See, Eddie says I agree. All right. But yeah, I'm going to have to head off or sign off. So anybody who's watching, thanks for watching. Eddie, glad to meet you. Glad you found the show. I hope that you'll be back on in the future. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll come back and participate again. For now, I'm signing off though. So I'll do my outro. And that is, look out for your brothers and sisters out there in the world. Spread some love. Take care of yourselves. Let's see, Eddie says, okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Like I said, message me later if you like. Okay, thank you, Eddie. I'll keep that in mind. Eddie says, I will be. Oh, okay, like I will be. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind, dude. And it'll be good to see you and hear from you again. So stay out of trouble, and I'll see you later. Bye.